Hello and welcome to Happy Hour, a Scripts Gone Wild spinoff where basically we just fucking drink with people. Um, Today, joining us is Mr. Chase Williamson. Chase,
Hello.
thanks for popping on.
Thanks for having me. Happy to come
Yeah.
by.
Question one right about what the fuck's going on? What's happening now that the world's shut down?
Well, a lot of sitting at this very desk until my butt hurts, and then I move to the couch. Yeah, I don't know. I'm making a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I have like a full-time job that I'm lucky enough to still have, which is great. Yeah, it's been highly productive, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
But
we were talking before we started recording about it being kind of I kind of feel like we're doing okay in this environment.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. But please send your prayers anyway. I can always use them.
I find that prayers generally turn the tides. Like that's what.
That's all you need is hopes and prayers, and then we'll get through this.
Are you still having conversations with Siri?
You mean Alexa?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I just made a boo-boo there.
I kind of gave her, I think she had a stroke because I was working her too hard. So I started trying to do Macbeth with her. And I was like, "He hath not yet supped. Why have you left the chamber?" And she was like, "I'm having trouble understanding right now." And ever since then, we've had to take a little break. But hopefully we'll get back into it. Those were really fun. They took about 12 hours each to make.
Wow, these must have been the early days of the quarantine.
It might have been before quarantine.
This was a pre-quarantine project.
It was definitely something I had attempted to do it like a couple of times, like over the past couple of years, but she was having trouble getting through it. And it's tricky because you have to like say her name at the right time and make the cue. Like, I don't know. She just doesn't understand certain stuff. So you have to make little tweaks until it like works. And then it works beautifully, just the way Tony Kushner intended it to.
So she's sort of like the Meryl Streep of electronic AI.
Oh, for sure. My dream is to get another Alexa.
Oh.
And then have that do like a three-hander with the two of them. Maybe like the distance from here or something.
Could you just get several and then do Steel Magnolias?
Oh, I would love that. Can you program them? Like, can they be Southern or just British?
Oh man, it would be great. I doubt you can do Southern, but it would be great if you could.
It seems like they have the technology.
They do seem to pick up on the Southern vernacular, and they start kind of understanding it.
Mine's a total bitch. She's gotten very sassy with me, but I am a taskmaster. I utilize her a great deal.
Well, I'm going to ask you now about this alcohol that you chose for me to drink, which you are not drinking.
I would that I was.
So it's a Belching Beaver Deftones Phantom Bride.
That's right. Belching Beaver is the name of the brewery. The Deftones are the
band.
The band. The Deftones.
They're the ones who like to scream "shove it" into a microphone.
They need no introduction.
Yeah.
And they just like made this beer, and I went to Dia de los Deftones in San Diego with my brother, and that beer was all over the place, and it was good, Billy. It was good.
So is Dia de los Deftones? Is it sort of like a March of the Juggalos type situation?
No, it was more like it was like a little festival in downtown San Diego. It was a lot less like culty than that.
When I think
Future opened for the Deftones, it was strange.
When I think of San Diego, the band that comes to mind automatically, of course, is the Deftones.
Yes, of course. They're locals.
It seems to fit real well in with the nice middle-aged
vibe, yeah.
Upper crust seafood loving community of San Diego.
It was fun. I won't lie. It was the first time I ever rode a bird scooter. Not a lot of fun. A lot of fun. They have a lot of hits. They have a lot of jams. And I didn't remember. I, of course, remember, "I watch you change."
Yeah.
But I forgot about like all these other tracks they have that are super good.
I remember the "Shove It" song.
Oh, yeah.
Where they just scream "Shove It" a lot.
Shove it, shove
Yeah.
I'd love to do like an a cappella version of that.
What
I think I just did.
what band from the 90s would you like to release a beer that's not the Deftones?
My initial reaction was Weezer.
That seems like something Weezer would do.
Yeah.
They'd release a beer and then they'd sing an entire album's worth of songs about
Beer,
drinking
I love
beer.
beer, but I wouldn't want the new Weezer's
Oh.
beer. I'd want like old 90s Weezer's beer.
No one wants new Weezer's anything, do they?
No, I can't handle it.
That was a drastic change from they devolved. They started out like making really cool adult music, and then they just got more and more, and now they're making music.
Well, then they were just like, let's write a song in 5 minutes so we can put it in a commercial and make $100 billion.
It's probably working out really well for them in that respect.
I'm sure it's great. Beverly Hills.
Man, they've got a new song out called Hero.
Oh.
Yeah, it just came out. It's really something.
It sounds like it's probably pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know what color album they're on right now, but I'm sure it's going to be on like the teal album or whatever the fuck they're doing right now.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to talk to you about some like general stuff.
Okay, like where I'm from and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, aren't you from Texas?
Uh-huh.
Oh shit, I got that right.
You knew.
I don't know how I knew that offhand.
You really did your research.
I really did. I've got you up on one side of my screen and IMDb up on the other.
Oh,
I'm killing it.
Oh, sick. The IMDb of me is very accurate.
Now, did you know you're both from Texas, and I just assume everyone from Texas knows one another. Did you know Graham Skipper before Los Angeles?
No, but we lived very close to each other. Oh. He is a bit older than me.
Yeah, well, he's a bit older than everybody.
Is he?
I mean, I think so. He's like, what, 44, 45, 46?
I think he's like, I don't know, 36.
Let's take 30 seconds to say the worst things we can think of about Graham.
How could you say anything bad about Graham?
I mean, I feel like I could find some ways.
Really? What would you say? I just think he's the sweetest angel.
I mean, he'd be okay if not for that horrible dog of his.
Oh, that dog sucks. What an asshole.
Yeah, fuck that dog.
It's the worst dog ever.
Graham, Mufasa, I apologize.
They're a great duo.
They really are. And then you realize that Jordan's also like part of the trio, and you're like, oh yeah, he's married.
It's a fun house.
Lady.
Yeah, who spins around on ribbons and wires and things.
I mean, she's way more interesting than he is.
Yeah, and much stronger.
Much stronger. So you didn't know Graham in Texas, which, you know.
I didn't. But I knew he did like theater at a place that I knew of.
But yeah, you're a theater guy.
Yes.
So you're a theater guy. So what kind of theater do you do? What theater do you like?
What theater do I like? I like really weird stuff. I like all kinds of stuff. I like, when I was like, in high school, I was really into this playwright called Don Nigro.
Mm-hmm.
You know him?
I don't.
He's like this surrealist playwright that has written just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of plays. So like they can't all be hits, but they're all like really interesting. And then like I love Martin McDonough.
Yeah.
And like Adam Rapp.
Yeah.
And like I used to like Neil LaBute when I thought it was like edgy and cool when I was like 17, but now I think it's like absolute trash.
So you realize he was the worst human being on the planet?
Well, I like I reread The Shape of Things when I was like 26, and I was like, oh wow, like this is bad.
Yeah. It
was bad. It's like not good at all.
I don't know that any of his stuff holds up anymore. Like just through a different lens, it's all.
I do. A Distance from Here is cool, but like I wonder what I would think even now because like, just like The Shape of Things was so poorly written that I'm wondering if all of his plays were like that, and I just like didn't know it as a child.
I feel like he's a better filmmaker than he is a playwright to me, but some of his films have been really bizarre too. So, I mean, it's hard to think the great filmmaker when you consider he remade Wicker Man, but.
I'm happy he exists, if only for that.
It's nice to have someone to throw all of my theatrical hatred on.
Yes. But I did a lot of musicals, like, in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't have a musical theater program, so I didn't have, like, a lot of competition.
Now, did you like the out there musicals? Were you doing like
Yeah,
Bat Boy and shit like that? Or
exactly. Yeah, I was doing like black box musicals, like
yeah,
Wild Party and like
oh,
New
Wild Party's
Brain.
great.
Wild Party was my fave.
Yeah.
Assassins. Uh, did this like Chuck Me play called Trojan Women 2.0 that had like songs in it.
Uh-huh.
And also Beggar's Opera. So I did a bunch of musicals.
Wow, and this was in high school or college or
In
both?
college.
Yeah.
In high school, I did like some musicals, but I was never like the musical guy in high school
Yeah.
because we did like lame music. I'm not a dancer.
Oh,
I got two left feet.
So you're just a leading.
So I have to do like the musicals where I can like sing and then like cry.
So you have to do like Carol Channing in her 80s when they would literally wheel her out leaning against the jukebox.
Exactly. Like I'm not gonna do I'm not gonna do the pajama game, but I'll do like Dear Evan Hansen or some shit. Where
you never wanted to do Guys and Dolls?
No.
No. That was emphatic.
I don't like those kinds of. I don't like the classics for it. I mean, like I'd like them, but I don't want to do that. It's like a totally different endeavor.
Did you do any theater out here when you came to LA? Because LA is renowned for its theater scene.
Yeah, well, I did. I went to USC where I did like dozens of plays, like too many plays where my schoolwork suffered. And then I did John Dies at the end, and then when that went to Sundance, as soon as I came back, I like went into rehearsals for Spring Awakening, and I did Spring Awakening for like 4 months. Yeah. And then a couple years later, I did like True West in like a black box with a friend of mine from college. And I've done like a bunch of readings and stuff, but like obviously like not to the level that I would have hoped I could. Like, I don't know. It's just like a lot in LA. It's a lot of like if I do a play, I want to do like a play by like a playwright that like is good. you know? And a lot of the opportunities out here are just like, I wrote this play about my drug addiction when I was in middle school. Yeah. And it's set in high school. And so just bring your own backpack and like you can hold the script, it's fine. But like we're just gonna put it up and it'll be good. And
then the name of it's gonna be I Was a Teenage Drug Addict.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name.
I saw Bria Grant in like that play when I was like 19. I didn't know her at the time, but another friend of mine was in it, and we figured out that it was called The Secret, I believe.
Oh, was it based on the popular best-selling novel and philosophy, The Secret?
No, it was about consent at a frat party and things like that.
Yeah. And I'll just preface, these are all very important shows.
Yes. They're not exploitative at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, they're what's moving theater forward.
Exactly. No, but there's like so many plays like that have been around forever that I want to do. That's kind of what's fun about the Alexa thing. It's like being in acting class again, or just like pick a scene.
Yeah. Have you been doing play readings like a lot of people? People have been doing just random play readings on Zoom.
No, I did this really dumb reading of Blair Witch Project with these idiots.
Oh, who the fuck would do Blair Witch Project?
Yeah, there's like no script. I didn't understand, but no, that was fun.
And you're about to do another one.
Oh yeah, and I don't even.
Have you seen it yet?
No. Should I?
I mean, I don't know if I think you should see it or not, because I think if you don't see it and you read it, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
I don't think I'm gonna see it.
I think that's okay.
I think I'd rather go in cold.
I mean,
by the way, Clark was so funny in the Blair Witch Project thing.
Clark's just great in everything. Like
she was making me laugh.
She's about to do My Girl, and she's reading the Veda role in My Girl.
Oh man, I never contribute to like meme trends because I'm an adult. But when that Ma thing was happening, I tried really hard to like Photoshop a Ma Girl meme, and I got too frustrated and I stopped. But I had like a picture of Ma Girl 1 and Ma Girl 2, and I couldn't make it look real enough.
But you tried, though. That's all it matters.
I tried. I had the idea. I'm sure someone else did it.
I'm going to ask you a question I feel like you've probably been asked 1,000 times, but I'm going to ask it anyway as I drink this beer.
Okay.
So how did John Dies at the End come about?
In my program at USC, there were like 15 of us in a program for 4 years, do plays and class together and stuff. And then our last semester, we, instead of doing a show, we work on like a showcase where we each do a scene. Like we partner up with two people and do like 2-person scenes for like agents and managers and casting directors and stuff to come see.
Yeah.
And then so that happened, and then I signed with my manager from that, and then like he sent me out for 3 things. One of them was Jack and the Giant Killer, Jack the Bryan Singer movie, which I think I would have been a shoo-in for. And LOL with Miley Cyrus.
Wow.
And John Dies at the End. And like I was just like super stoked because I was a big like Ain't It Cool like movie blog nerd growing up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would like search for like leaked scripts and shit. So getting to read like scripts for stuff was so cool, you know? And when I read John Dies at the End, I was just like, what the fuck? This is like, I wrote this. Like, I don't know how this is possible that this is like so perfect. And then I read the book, and then I stopped reading the book because I thought I was going to jinx it. And then, I mean, like I had no idea that I would get hired at all, ever. So I just like went in and auditioned, and it like I didn't think it was a very good audition. And then I got called back, and Dawn was there, and then I met Dawn, and that one went like a little better. And then he basically like offered it to me after that. Like I like went back one more time actually, and they were like filming me like a different camera. I mean, like this is like my 3rd audition ever of all time, and I was like, ugh. And he was like, put this jacket on, and he like made me wear a jacket and sort of like, and then was like, do you want it? So would you want to be in this movie? And I was like, I would murder a person to be in this movie for sure. He was like, okay, well, talk to you later. And then like a week later, I was driving, and my managers called me, and they were like, well, we have bad news. He called us, and he said he was going a different way. And I was like, okay. And they were like, but he was fucking with us. You got the part. And I was like, and then I pulled over, and I shook and shook and shook. And then I like called my girlfriend at the time and screamed and screamed. And then I called my mom, and she was like, oh, are they paying you? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I think so. And then that was that. And then I kind of just like, and I went back and read with a bunch of Johns, and like met with Don a bunch, got lunch with him, finally met Rob. But like as soon as I got the part, like I just felt like permission to just like own it, and just like I wasn't gonna jinx it anymore, and I really could like obsess over it like I wanted to, and it was just the best. And like I've failed for sure, but I like tried to take away from that, like to like take that level of like curiosity and excitement into like all the work that I do, because it like was just my soul. I was so obsessed with it, and I think the work was good for what I knew how to do at the time, having like never been on camera. But yeah, that's like a tough thing to hold on to. So it's like really special to like look back on.
What's it like having your first major film that you're doing being acting essentially with who I consider to be one of my absolute favorite actors of all time, Paul Giamatti?
Well, I like had never acted with another grown-up before. Like I had only acted with like people my age pretending to be my dad and stuff, you know? So like that was kind of all I knew. Like I was like, of course, like stoked and like freaking out, but I didn't feel like I was unprepared. Like I felt like very prepared, and I don't know. I was like I had like, you know, I was like nervous to like, and it's a famous person.
Yeah.
But he was very, very cool and like sweet. And like, he just wanted to run lines.
Yeah.
Like that's all I wanted to do. Cause he was like, I can't memorize this. So, and he was like, would you mind please just running lines with me? And I was like, sure, Paul Giamatti, I don't mind running lines with you. What the fuck? So yeah, I felt very much like I was very confident at the time. Like after I got the part, like I just like thought I had it, and I just like worked really hard, and I felt just like I was like prepared. I just felt like I'd been training for 4 years to do that, and then I so lucky to get to do it like fresh out of that training.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, yeah, I was trained for this, like an athlete's trained for like the Olympics or whatever, and now I'm here and I'm sitting across from him, so just like looking, and he's just a dude, you know.
Yeah. Were you familiar with Don's stuff before the film, or like were you a Phantasm guy? And like,
I was a big Bubba Hotep guy. I hadn't seen all of Phantasm, I don't think, until I auditioned, or I'm not sure when I watched it, but sometime around then. And then I watched all of them. Love Phantasm 2, love them all. But yeah, I loved Bubba Hotep. So like when my manager sent me the script for John Dies at the End, he was like, he made this movie called Bubba Hotep, and I was like, what? I love Bubba Hotep. Because as I said, I was like a big like Ain't It Cool News fan when I was like 13. So
and it was all up on Ain't It Cool News.
It was. So I went to see it at the Angelica Theater in Dallas when I was like 15. And my manager was like, oh, you're like the only person that we've sent out for this that knows what that is. And I was like, yeah. And so, yeah, I was very excited. I was super stoked. Trying not to get my hopes up a lot. And then, like, even after I got it, like, there was a period of, like, feeling like I was getting my hopes up about something that wasn't real. It was all just, like, very surreal.
Yeah. I think the first film I remember seeing you in was probably The Guest, I think. I've known Adam for a little while. He's from he spent a long amount of time in Alabama and Birmingham, where I'm from. And
yes, he is. He's from there, I do believe.
Oh yeah, he made his first couple weird ass fucking features there.
Popskull,
and what Homecoming.
I love Popskull.
But not Homecoming, Homesick. That's
Homesick. Sick Home?
Bill Moseley. I think it's Homesick. I think Homesick.
Is it Homesick or Sick Home?
I'll take either.
I don't know. I never saw it either way.
Oh well. it's really weird and really fucked up.
I love Popskull.
Yeah, Popskull's crazy. So I would assume that more people probably know you from John Dies at the End than The Guest. Is that a fair assessment?
No one knows that I'm in The Guest. No one believes.
Am I the only one who knows that you're in The Guest?
Yeah, I'm always like, people will bring that movie up, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm in that, and they'll be like, okay, and they'll just like keep talking about it like I don't know what it is, and I'll be like, oh, I was like the boyfriend in it, and they're like, did you die? And I'm like, no, I didn't.
I just remember you sitting on swings, I think.
I do sit on swings.
Yeah, that's it. I remember that vividly for some reason.
Yeah, obviously I was very memorable in that role.
Well, I remembered it.
To you.
Yeah, so
thank you, Billy.
Maybe your credit only came up in the film for me and not.
But I'm so fucking stoked to have been a part of that movie because it's so good.
It is a very good movie. And I feel like
I feel like I'm a small enough part in it where I can really like push it on people without being like pushing my thing on you, you know.
I feel like people are appreciating it more the more time that passes. Like I hear more people talk about The Guest now than I did when it came out, for sure.
Yeah, especially like the way it translated from page to screen is just like so brilliant. Like they really just like nailed it.
That brings up an interesting question for me. Out of all the films you've done, what's the one that you wish people knew more?
This movie called Lace Crater.
Oh,
which is like movie directed by one of my best friends, Harrison Atkins. Mm-hmm. Joe Swanberg produced.
Oh, okay.
And it stars Lindsay Burge and Peter Vack and Keith Poulsen and myself and Jen Kim and Andrew Ryder. And it's just like kind of like a mumblecore movie about a girl that has sex with a ghost and then gets an STD from it. But it's like very dry and just like Harrison's just like a fucking genius. Like always has been just like the smartest, most creative person I've known since I was like 13. So that was like a total dream. I made that when I was like 25, and it was on Shudder for a while. And I don't know where it's streaming now, but I wish more people would see that for sure, because it's very, I've never seen anything like it really, and it's really funny. Like there are parts that make me laugh really hard.
And so, what's the film that you made that you hope no one ever sees again? No.
Sparks.
I was gonna jokingly say I don't need an answer to that, but that's right on in. Isn't that a superhero film of some sort?
We don't have to talk about it.
Let's just no need to talk about it. Sparks. There we go. Says it all. I'm gonna jump back on the timeline because I can. So growing up in Texas, what was your movie situation like? Like, what kind of films were you going to see? Like, were you like bicycling down to the video store? Like, what was that setup like?
Oh, I was definitely like obsessed with Blockbuster. I was there as much as I possibly could be. I would just honestly just like, I liked looking at all the covers for like hours and hours. But I'd say starting around like 6th grade, I was going to the movies with a few of my friends every single weekend. Like every weekend we'd see something. So I saw a lot of bullshit in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like Soul Survivor with Elijah Dushku and stuff. And like all these movies that like Firefly with Kevin Costner.
Oh,
just
wow.
like all the shit that I was watching anything I could get my hands on basically. But I was into spooky, scary stuff. I was also into like ironic watches, like bad movies and stuff.
Would you call Dragonfly a spooky movie or an ironic watch?
A terrible movie, from what I remember.
Well, you must not remember the performance of one Miss Kathy Bates.
Is she in that?
Oh yeah, she plays the next door neighbor.
Oh.
She's the only good thing about it. She's the only.
I remember thinking it was just like boring Mothman prophecies with the waterfall.
It's definitely inferior to Mothman Prom. That's still a scary fucking movie.
I need to rewatch that one because I agree that movie was a spook fest.
It's I like it when they take really important actors like Laura Linney and put them.
I forgot she was in it.
Oh, she's got Mothman Prophecies and Congo on her resume. She was doing.
How do we feel about Laura Linney though?
Oh, I sometimes I love her and sometimes I'm like Laura Linney.
Yeah, same.
I
think she's so good on stage from the one play I've seen her in.
That makes sense. She seems like she would kill it on stage because sometimes my issue with her, she's a little too stagey in what she's doing on screen.
Kind of presentational.
Yeah,
I mean, which is fine. It's just not my particular taste.
Yeah, it depends on some things. I think
I love it in her in like You Can Count on Me, and I like her in Ozark too.
Yeah, and Congo.
Congo, sure.
It's to fire a laser at a gorilla.
I did not know she was in Congo either. I haven't seen that. That's probably a good quarantine rewatch.
Yeah, she's the Indiana Jones of Congo. She's the action hero of Congo.
All right, well, I'm definitely going to watch Congo.
Just her, Dylan Walsh, and Tim Curry running around the jungle shooting at gorillas.
You've said all I need to hear. Is it okay if I light up this doob on camera?
I don't think that's an issue anymore. We're in California, right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. If I get arrested, I'll let you know.
I just figure, it's happy hour.
I think you're the third person from Beyond the Gates that we've done. This is only like our 5th episode, and we've interviewed 3 actors from Beyond the Gates.
Who? Barbara
Graham,
Skippy,
and you're the third.
Oh, I'm the third.
At some point, we'll talk to Bria.
Bria's so fucking cool.
I think everybody involved with that film has done a Scripts Gone Wild because Jesse just did one, and then Jackson's done one.
Jesse should do all of them. Are you kidding me? Jesse's born for Scripts Gone Wild.
He did the stage direction for From Beyond.
He should do all the stage direction for every script reading ever.
Well, I won't take offense to that, but
no. Jesse Merlin, what a gift, what a gem.
He's got such a chocolate voice. It's so nice.
It's so good. Oh, yeah.
So Beyond the Gates, you knew Graham before Beyond the Gates or met him during Beyond the Gates?
I like social media knew him kind of. Like I didn't really know him. I think we did like Jackson Short together, but even still, like I was kind of there for like 10 minutes and left.
How do you prepare to play his brother in anything?
Well, I have a couple brothers, so I just pretend that he's my brother.
Are they as cool as Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I understand you have to say that.
Yeah, they're both totally cool, as cool as Graham for sure. Different,
Yeah.
but as cool. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. Graham is just he's a lovable man, so that was easy. And he had a hard part.
Yeah, I haven't seen that film in a while, but I remember that being
I remember reading the script and being like, how the fuck would I play that role? But I think he did a great job.
yeah, no.
But he worked really hard. He was like working hard. Like he did a good job.
And he obviously enjoyed you because he cast you in his feature.
We had some fun together. We got on great. I love Graham.
And when I say cast you in his feature, I don't mean the unheralded space clown. I mean Sequence Break.
Yep. Yeah, that was at a weird time in my life. I was very depressed. And I had like gained a lot of weight, as you can see in the film. So it was interesting to play interesting timing to play like a Asperger's sad boy.
So did Graham tell you that you needed to gain weight, or was that just?
I thought you were gonna say, did Graham tell you needed to get depressed?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. No, I was depressed, and so that's what happens when I get depressed. I just gain a lot of weight.
Well, I understand that.
And I was like sleeping. I slept late a lot. I was like in a weird place, so it's like hard to watch that movie. But I had a lot of fun making it, and got to work with Fabi again, which was a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun. I felt like I got to do some real like scene work with her, which was cool because we've known each other for like 10 years now, and like we got really close after John dies at the end, like part of each other's social circles. So
yeah,
it was cool to go back and do that after years of doing a bunch of other stuff.
Did you make that before or after you made Siren?
After, because Siren was when I was like getting super depressed, and then Siren came up, and I went to Siren for like 6 weeks, and it was just like a really intense experience. And then I came home and then just like slept for months. And then Sequence Break was like maybe like like I don't know, a year or so after that.
Was it a sci-fi film or was it
Chiller?
That's right, Chiller.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the time when there was a station called Chiller.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Chiller?
Well, they went away. They aired it a couple times,
and
then went away forever. But then it randomly appeared on Netflix like a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, I've seen it on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they just acquired everything Chiller.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. They had some cool stuff. They had that movie, the boy, not the doll one, like the serial killer boy one. I didn't see it, but it sounded interesting.
I don't think I've seen that one. I mean, I've seen the crappy boy one, the one about the doll, but
I'm not going to be able to check that one out, unfortunately. I watched Z on Shudder last night.
Z.
It's like is Daniel really real or whatever, but like but a child's imaginary friend that's like a big goblin. I mean, it was hella dumb, but I shrieked and jumped like many times.
So what are like the recent horror films that have like really got you excited and really like blew you away?
I love Midsommar so much. Just like as a film, just like as a breakup movie, I think it's like really, really incisive.
Yeah.
Like thought the guy and his character was just like so spot on. Like the boyfriend character, it was so funny and like so cathartic and like beautiful, spooky. I love that movie. And then like Hereditary. I mean, I love Ari Aster a lot. That's like my shit. Like,
yeah,
like really sort of like intense, like human emotional stuff wrapped up in like grotesque, like circumstances or imagery or whatever.
So does that mean that you're a fan of The Lighthouse?
Yeah, I did not like it. It wasn't really like, it was kind of, I felt like I was in an acting class a little bit, but
And Willem Dafoe was your teacher.
yeah, and he was super fun to watch, but like, and Robert Pattinson's great, but like his accent changed like 50 times. I loved the seagull.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great animal performance.
Yeah, that guy has great animals in all his flicks.
Yeah.
Black Phillip.
And whatever the hell the seagull's name was.
Yeah, no, I liked The Lighthouse a lot. It was beautiful. I like to see in theater. I'm so glad I saw it in theaters because like the aspect ratio thing was so cool when they were doing like candlelit stuff where it's like in the center of the frame and the edges are black and you can't tell where it starts and stops. It was crazy. But I don't know that I'll watch it again.
Yeah, it's not one that you're gonna just be dying to see a second time.
I kind of got it before I even saw it, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah.
Same as The Witch for me. I love his films, but I don't need to see them ever more than once.
I don't know. I find The Witch rewatchable just because the ending is so cathartic and the buildup is so good.
Yeah, that ending's pretty rad. That ending to me is very similar, though. Even though it became first, it and Hereditary, those endings have a lot of similar qualities.
Yeah, where they just reach their full potential.
Yeah,
oh, it's so good. I love that.
Why a Scream 2 hat and not a Scream 3 hat?
Because my friend's girlfriend didn't have a Scream 3 hat for me to steal.
Oh, would you say Scream 2 is your favorite Scream?
No, I go with the OG. Duh. Scream 2 is also very good.
It has Laurie Metcalf.
It's very good. Don't get me wrong.
I low key love all the Screams for different reasons.
Yeah, me too.
Even though the third one is really just more straight up a comedy than anything else.
The third one is like, I have fondness for it because it's the only one I saw in theaters, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I saw the second one first at like my friend's lake house in 4th or 5th grade. And then I saw the first one after that.
Yeah.
And then I saw the third one in theaters. But it's not good.
There are moments that
It's got Parker Posey in it.
It does. Well, even it's like part 2 has Laurie Metcalf. Part 3 has Parker Posey. Part 4 has.
Part 2 is very good.
Yeah, part 2 is really good. I would say, well, obviously the first one's the best, but actually I think it goes in descending order in terms of quality.
Yeah, but there's not much of a dip between Scream 1 and Scream 2.
No, there's not at all. It's really.
I watched Scream in the Graveyard like last summer, and then came home and watched Scream 2, and I was like, I really feel like I just continued the experience. Like, it's not really a dip in quality at all.
And then the third one hits, and you're like, whoa!
Like, okay, where's Wes Craven?
Maybe the fourth one is better than the third one.
The fourth one is definitely better than the third one.
Yeah, the fourth one's got moments that are really cool.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Evidently, they're remaking it in some capacity. Is it Blumhouse that's remaking it, I think?
No, I had heard that it was some other studio and that Nev Campbell was coming back, and then it's the Ready or Not people.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I read. Yeah, I heard about the Ready or Not folks, too. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ready or Not yet.
It's a worthwhile motion picture.
I know. I heard it's real fun.
Okay, I'm going to get us back on track.
Okay.
Even though there's really no track. It's just whatever pops.
I'm sad we're not going to be able to – I would keep talking forever.
Well, we can't talk forever. People will get bored.
But can we do like an hour instead of a half an hour? Like, I'm lonely.
We generally always do closer to an hour.
Okay, cool.
We call them happy hour for no fucking reason whatsoever. It was just a title.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm very alone.
So I think was the last film that you were in that was released Greenlight?
Yes.
And I'm literally looking at your IMDb right this second.
Oh.
And I see another film after that called I Blame Society.
Oh yeah, I co-wrote that
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about?
Oh, that movie is fucking very cool. Super excited about it. My dear friend Julian Horvat and I, who like collaborate on a lot of stuff together, She made a bunch of really fucked up, rad short films, and I was in one of them. And then she helped me write the first like screenplay that I wrote. And then she came to me with this idea where like she had like a 10-minute short edited of this footage she made a few years back about how it was like a documentary about how people told her that she would make a good murderer. And she like didn't really know how to make it like to like shape it at the time, so she kind of abandoned it. And then she talked to her managers, which are Meta Marie Krogstad and Laura Tunstall, and they were like, what if you make this into like a narrative thing? Or maybe that was her idea, I don't know, but they were like, good idea. So anyway, we just kind of like took that and sort of like wrote a movie where we could use the footage that she filmed and like keep the conceit of her making a documentary, but like actually have her go on like an insane killing spree and stuff. So it's like a super, super meta satire of like indie film making and like women in film and just like murder stuff. It's like super, super weird and funny, and I'm super proud of it, and I'm so proud of her. She's not an actress traditionally, but she like played herself in it, and her performance is like fucking insane. Like it's so good.
Has it played anywhere, or?
Yeah, premiered at Rotterdam
Okay.
in the Netherlands, and then it was supposed to play at England, but that was canceled. So
Yeah,
we're not sure it's going on, but yeah, people seem to really dig it. It's I mean, it's totally her. Like it's like really her like opus. Like she's such an interesting artist, and the movie I think is like such a good reflection of like her sensibilities and stuff.
yeah. That sounds fucked up in a delightful way.
It's really, really funny. Like it makes me laugh. Like some of the all the good lines are hers. Like I didn't write any of the good lines, and there's some really good lines in there. Yeah.
Are you in one of Bria's films also?
I have like a cameo, yeah, and Lucky.
Yeah, Lucky. That's it.
Yeah,
I just know that she had two films that both got into great festivals, and they both got scrapped.
That fucking sucks. She's like the hardest working person I've ever met, and like the most deserving, and she was gonna have the best year, and now it's like, but you know, everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah. So you're just a tiny part in Lucky.
Yeah, I'm just like an EMT. I just like went for a day, but it was fun. Got to see Larry Cedar, who I've been in like a million things with. That is this like seasoned LA theater actor that was like on Deadwood and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You like probably recognize. And he does this thing on Facebook called, it's like a meditation like class basically, called scanning, where you like incrementally release all of your muscular tension. And it's like become my thing during quarantine. So if you are listening, watching, check out Larry Cedar on Facebook and try it. It's like very soothing and amazing, I think.
I like the idea of just releasing muscular tension.
It's like, so the idea is that you like sit there and you sort of like clasp your hands together and then you squeeze them and you like take note of what that feels like, and then you release, and then you let the release like spread throughout the rest of your body, like the sensation of it in your hands. That's it.
That sounds like witchcraft. That sounds like witchcraft.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Slipknot shirt, dude.
Is that a Slipknot shirt? Wow. Wow. He makes movies now, doesn't he?
Way into witchcraft. Oh, I don't know. This is my friend Shane's shirt.
I feel like he makes.
I only wear other people's clothes. Actually, this is his girlfriend's hat too. Thanks, Shane.
I want to talk to you now about something that's very near and dear to my heart: alcohol.
Oh.
What is your greatest memory with alcohol ever?
My greatest memory with alcohol?
I mean, assuming you can remember.
I have a lot of. Most of my memories with alcohol are like guilt-ridden.
We'll get to that.
I don't know. I mean, most of my great memories as an adult have been with alcohol. It's kind of always around.
It's just a general sort of.
Yeah, I mean, like I have tons of great memories. I don't know. I got really drunk after prom. We went to my date's stepdad's stepmom's lake house and got like shit faced for 3 days and rode jet skis around. That was both dangerous and illegal and fun.
That's a pretty. That's a good memory. That's a good memory.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Now, on the inverse of that, what's your worst experience? Not that there's ever a bad with alcohol, but
Is there not?
was.
I don't know that I want to go there. I mean,
Well, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we don't want to go down the dark trail.
I have one.
Okay.
No, it wasn't me, but I was like at Bigfoot Lodge for my friend's birthday, and I had a cast on my arm that was like I broke my hand right here, so it was like up to my fingertips, but like all the way down here. And he was hammered, and I sat down next to him, and I was like, "Hey, buddy," and he was like, "Bleh," and puked into my cast.
Oh,
Inside of it. And it was dripping down my arm inside my cast.
that's the worst story I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So then I ripped my cast off when I got home, and now I have a fucked up knuckle.
I guess the other question would be: is the bad story on alcohol what led you to the broken arm?
What?
Well,
oh no! I lost my phone,
oh,
and I was like, ah!
oh!
And then I found it immediately.
It was one of those numbers where you hit the wall and then you're like,
I was
ah!
young. I was a young rapscallion. Got full Fred.
So we've established that you're probably going to be doing a lot more Alexa videos in the future.
Maybe.
And
I need to give her time to refresh.
And you're gonna try to make Still Magnolias happen.
Oh, I would actually, yes. Well, yeah, I need to order more Alexas is what I need to do.
They're not cheap, are they?
I think they're pretty cheap.
Have they gotten cheap now?
I think they're kind of cheap.
You maybe should.
This one was like one of the most obvious re-gifts I've ever received for my birthday.
It was just a re-gift.
My friend gave it to me, who is a person that used to put like a blanket over her TV because she felt it sucked the energy out of the room. And she was like, "I got you an Alexa," and I was like, "Did you?" I'll take it, but I'm pretty sure someone gave that to you and you just don't want it.
Have you experimented with the Google Home Minis?
Yeah, they have them at work, and they're kind of all over the place.
You're more of an Alexa person, not a Google Home.
Obviously, I get along great with Alexa. Yeah.
I wonder if the Google Minis would communicate well with the Alexas.
They don't. No,
they
don't at all. We have Alexas and Google shit in our work office.
So it's like an Alec Baldwin, Kim Basinger sort of relationship.
It just became very clear very fast that it was much too much, and like it had to be one or the other.
So I'm gonna close it out with a really generic question.
Okay.
Really fucking generic.
Oh, cool.
If there was one role that you could have played in the history of film, what would that role be? I'm expecting a really thoughtful answer.
I'm thinking. Mark in Empire Records.
Wow. We just read Empire Records.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Oh. I didn't know you were a fan. We had Toad the Wet Sprocket play on it.
Didn't know
they played their song from the soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm a fan. No, yeah. I just like in love with Ethan Embry in that movie.
That's a good answer. That's an outside the box answer. Most people say John McClane in Die Hard.
No. That sounds like it's too much work. I'd sweat.
You don't have to really sweat to play Mark.
No, I just like be happy. I want to play like a really happy idiot. Like that's what I want to do so bad.
Just a happy idiot.
Mm-hmm. but in like a good thing, you know,
Yeah.
where there's like layers to it, but like that's the archetype.
Where maybe someone's head doesn't get cut off every 5 seconds.
Yeah, like an optimistic person. That's not like feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders.
You want play it now and not
For some reason, I've been cast as that in the past, and I don't know why.
I think that's all she wrote. I think that's our happy hour.
Oh, you have nothing else to ask?
Do you have anything that you would like me to ask?
No.
I've only had one person actually respond yes to that question. And
oh, yes, I do.
What's the question that I should ask?
Anything else that you feel is worth asking?
Oh, wow. That's a pretty broad topic for me. I think so
Right.
much is worth asking. Here's a nice question that I'm sure everybody watching wants to know. Do you enjoy cooking at home? Are you a chef?
I love to cook. I don't know if I'd call myself a chef, but I have a couple standout recipes. My stove and my oven are broke and have been for some time. And so now I haven't been cooking at all. Not at all. I've been Postmating every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't imagine not having a working stove and oven.
Yeah, it's been an interesting time for me. It's I'd love to be able to boil a pot of water one of these days.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's not a good time to have shit go wrong now in coronavirus.
Yeah, because like my landlord isn't responding to me, and the maintenance man at my apartment building is batshit crazy. So I'm concerned having him in my place, even without like the potential deadly virus entering my home.
Well, you know that the deadliest virus is man.
You said it.
I mean, that's just. I'd like to think that I'm the first person to ever say that, but I don't think.
I think you are.
I mean, I'll take credit for it for sure. I don't see why not.
I'll give you that credit.
So, what the fuck else are you doing to stay sane? I mean, you're working on stuff, but like, there's a lot of hours in the day.
I'm playing a lot of guitar. I'm writing a lot of music. I'm making a lot of music. Reading, zooming a lot.
Are you gonna do another Manchester by the Sea-esque musical adventure?
I have an idea for one, but I'm actually like making some I'm trying to challenge myself to make something like truthful and earnest instead of like snarky, because I'm just like kind of spent with like the snark. It's kind of like crushing my soul a little bit, so I'm just trying to allow myself to be a little bit like romantic right now. So I'm making like really like cheesy like pop music.
There's nothing wrong with making cheesy pop music.
It
has served the society well for a very long time.
Yeah, I made I made a 2000 like early 2000s emo pop punk banger that I'm pretty proud of, called Subaru.
Oh, is it about a Subaru?
You better believe it.
You see, now you could have gone one, or because a lot of those emo songs had like insanely long titles, so you could have called it Subaru.
I thought about it
with like a whole.
Meeting you in your Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just called Subaru. But yeah, I made like I've made like 6 or 7 songs. I'm just like, I don't know why. I played a little guitar. I learned like some chords when I was like 19, and I like picked it up pretty quickly, but then like stopped learning. And then at the beginning of quarantine, I started like, I have this guitar that was literally like coated in dust that I haven't played in years and years. And I just started like playing it. I just got like addicted to it. And now my fingers are all calloused, and I'm just like playing all the time.
You're a guitar player now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, yeah, I can play like all the chords. I have problems with rhythm though. Like
Well,
I have a lot of trouble like with like strumming patterns and stuff. But I know the chords.
But you're still learning, so
I'm capable.
it's an adventure. Mm-hmm. It's an adventure through quarantine.
That's right.
I mean, all I do is drink all day and talk to people.
Yeah, well, I mean, now you're gonna leave, and I'm just gonna be like, done with this 7.2% alcohol, giant beer, just like drunk alone.
And then you're just
sad
gonna,
songs on GarageBand.
and you're just gonna keep making sad music.
That's what I was doing before you called. Well, I mean, before I went on my beer hunt.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be doing much better. I'm going to put on I just received my vinyl Chicago, later year Chicago. You're the Inspiration Chicago. And I'm going to be blasting that with a lot of excitement.
Hell yeah. Give 'em the old razzle dazzle.
Wrong Chicago.
Or is it the right Chicago?
I mean, I've got that on vinyl too, so we could certainly go.
Do you?
Yeah, we could certainly go in that direction. Or maybe I'll go the Jim Neighbors route. Plenty of Jim Neighbors.
Oh, I love Jim Neighbors.
He had a golden voice.
Beautiful boy.
On the Jim Neighbors note, I'm going to sign us off. So I'm going to give
God bless you, Billy Ray.
I'm going to give some details to the people. I'm going to say, I think when this drops, our next read will be Child's Play on May 22nd. And
I'll
then
be reading Chucky.
you're reading Chucky. You're in Flight of the Navigator, Chase, that you've never seen. And then on the 24th, for Chattanooga Film Festival, we're going to be reading The Thing with a pretty awesome cast of ladies. And I think we've got one non-lady, and it's Graham Skipper.
Aww.
And yeah, like and subscribe to us on YouTube, scriptsgonewild.com, patreon.com/scriptsgonewild. That's all the digits. Final parting thought, Chase.
Everyone stay safe out there. Hope you're doing well. Thinking about you.
Oh, that's a good.
In the words of Jennifer Lopez, I miss you.
That's a good ending. Thank you, sir. Thanks for sitting down with me.
Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure.
Hello.
Thanks for giving me an excuse to get drunk at.
Hell yeah. Enjoy the rest of
Not that I need one these days, I would say.
Enjoy playing music and being depressed.
Thank you. I'm not depressed now. I used to be. I'm good now. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Yeah. It's all going well.
Bye, bud.
Bye.